But if he doesn't fight Tom Aspinall and he does walk away, do you think he's ducked him? Would you?
Tom Aspinall's the guy. He's the guy. Listen, if the guy wants to retire and doesn't want to fight, nothing you do. I didn't want Habib to retire. I thought DC should have stayed in it longer.
Jon Jones, who just said he was done with fighting but then got hit with a brand new traffic charge. Lots of people online started guessing what really happened, so Jon popped up on social media and told everyone not to believe every headline. Right after that, his lawyer shared a long note saying Jon was not even behind the wheel and calling the whole case unbelievable. At almost the same time, featherweight star Ilia Topuria saw a video of Conor McGregor throwing quick punches at a man in a nightclub. Ilia could not resist commenting, saying the punches landed yet failed to drop the guy, so they must not be very scary. These two stories, one about a champion trying to clear his name, the other about a rising fighter poking fun at a superstar, set the tone for a wild week in mixed martial arts and grabbed the attention of every fan scrolling through their phone.
I'm fighting this Russian kid. Everybody thinks Khabib is this great wrestler in this division. And I'm here to show them Dagestanian guys, you know, I'll keep taking them down. Me and Khabib can go out there, we won't throw no punches, we can just have a full-fledged wrestling match. And I'll win out, I'll tech call them.
Again, I want Khabib, you know, like, it's Khabib in December, baby. I've been calling for it since March.
Kevin Lee wanted his first night in the Professional Fighters League to feel like a fresh start, but it turned into a reminder of how hard the sport can be. He faced a tough wrestler named Gaji Rabadanov, and the fight ended in less than a minute when a fast right hand sent Kevin crashing to the mat. Kevin has now lost 4 of his last 6 bouts, and 3 of those losses were by finish, which is when the referee stops the fight because a fighter cannot defend himself. Afterward, Kevin posted a message saying he was not a coward and still proud of trying. He explained that his legs did not have the same spring, and he cannot take big hits the way he once could. He then filmed himself with a swollen face and a jaw that might need to be wired shut, sipping through a straw but smiling. He said he made weight on short notice, fought bravely, and will always show his kids that their dad never backed down, even when his body started to fail. While Kevin dealt with disappointment, a different debate sparked when UFC President Dana White spoke again about former heavyweight champ Francis Ngannou. Dana told reporters he would be shocked if Francis ever came back and claimed the fighter often says one thing in public and another in private. Francis fired back on social media, asking when he ever promised to return. Someone suggested he should come reclaim his title belt, and Francis joked that he never lost it because it is still sitting in his closet at home. Fans argued all day about who was right. Some took Dana's side, saying Francis missed the chance of a lifetime when he left the UFC. Others felt Francis is happier now, making big money outside the octagon. The back and forth showed how messy contract talks can be and how much both sides still care about bragging rights. Even though neither man said anything new about signing papers, the short exchange kept their feud alive and reminded everyone that heavyweight politics remain as dramatic as any fight.
Have any blood on his face? What do you think is going to happen on the 21st? What are your thoughts about it?
If he's not expecting to have any blood, then he's not really ready for war. This guy gets hit more than he hits anybody.
Light heavyweight striker Khalil Roundtree also made headlines after beating Jamahal Hill by decision at UFC Buku. During his interview, Khalil was asked about facing the current champion, Magomed Ankalaev. Khalil answered in a surprisingly blunt way. He said the gold belt is the only reason he would even mention Ankalaev's name. Without the title, Khalil would not care about fighting him at all. Fans laughed at how honest that sounded, because most fighters carefully praise a champion's skills before calling them out. Khalil admitted he finds no special excitement in Magomed's style, but understands the belt itself is what every competitor wants. His victory over Hill showed improved conditioning, crisp boxing, and relentless pressure, proving he is ready for top contenders. Yet Khalil's plain talk also revealed how challenging it is to stay motivated in such a tough division, unless there is a clear prize on the line, something shining, heavy, and wrapped around a waist on fight night.
What are your thoughts on Ilia Topuria and Ilia Topuria as a fighter? How do you feel about just the overall fight?
É uma grande luta. Ele é um grande lutador, mas eu não preciso provar mais nada pra ninguém de quem eu sou, o que eu já fiz dentro do cage. Essa luta chegou na oportunidade gigantesca. Vou nocautear esse cara. Essa é ela.
Ahead of the huge featherweight showdown at UFC 317 between Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira, the promotion quietly chose lightweight contender Arman Tsarukyan as the backup fighter. That means Arman must travel to Las Vegas, go through the same weight-cutting pain, and be ready to step in if either headliner is injured or misses weight. Being a backup is tricky because you prepare fully but might not compete, yet you must still hit the exact scale number to earn your paycheck. Arman has done this once before, so he knows the routine. Train, stay sharp, and wait by the phone on fight day. Fans remember that his previous backup role ended with no surprise swap, but it kept his name in front of matchmakers. If something strange happens this weekend, Arman's hard wrestling, slick scrambles, and heavy ground and pound could suddenly become the main act. Even if both stars stay healthy, the backup slot shows how much faith the UFC has in Arman's skills, and how complicated big cards can be behind the scenes.
You agree?
Bro, just saying me, what do you use sometime? I use also maybe.
What? No, listen.
Oh man, I think, you know what? This uppercut changed all this fight.
Yeah.
Honestly, this uppercut is like, ooh. And when
Rafael Fiziev brought his fast kicks and daring attitude into the cage and earned a hard win over the tall striker Ignacio Bahamondes. After the bout, Fiziev looked across the division and pointed straight at Dan Hooker. He joked that Dan is one more tall guy, which made reporters chuckle because Fiziev seems to enjoy finding opponents who stand much higher than him. Rafael explained that Dan always delivers bloody, exciting fights, and fans know both men like trading big shots until someone falls. Fiziev also said he never really lost his place in the rankings when he dropped a fight to Mateusz Gamrot because that defeat was tied to an injury. Now he wants to reclaim the number beside his name by beating Hooker. This call-out feels perfect because Dan never says no to a good scrap, and Rafael's explosive style could turn their clash into a highlight reel. The matchup is almost guaranteed to bring wild exchanges, spinning attacks, and maybe a bonus check for whichever fighter stays standing last.
He does nothing for me. He does nothing for me. If you're a person that wants to see me really challenged, then I get it. 7 years younger, like 35 pounds bigger than me, right? I get it. It's like, wow, this Jon's so good. We finally found.
The shakeup in the heavyweight class stunned everyone when Jon Jones phoned the UFC, returned his title, and said he was retiring. Almost immediately, the company named Tom Aspinall the undisputed champion. Tom grabbed his shiny belt, made a video, and thanked supporters for sticking with him during a long stretch of forced inactivity. He promised to defend the title many times, and even said he aims to become the greatest heavyweight to ever walk the face of the earth. Tom's confidence felt refreshing, especially after months of waiting for the old champion to heal from injuries and agree on a date. Fans shared mixed feelings. Some cheered for Tom's fresh start. Others felt the division could not move on without seeing Jon face the new star. Tom, for his part, is eager to erase doubts by staying active and smashing any challenger. His dream is to bring big cards back to Europe, where crowds roar for daytime events, and show that the heavyweight throne is no longer stuck in contract talks but ready for real battles inside the cage.
If I'm being completely honest, I feel like Tom's been such an asshole that I don't want to do business with him. You know, it's just like his fans have been so annoying. And obviously you don't get this far in a career being affected by fans or whatnot, but he's just an asshole.
Just as people processed Jon's retirement news, a police report from Albuquerque surfaced, saying Jon was charged with fleeing the scene of a February car accident. According to the documents, a woman in the vehicle claimed Jon ran away on foot after the crash and sounded drunk when she later called him. Officers also said Jon hinted during that call he could arrange for someone else to use force, which sounded scary on paper. Social media exploded again, with many recalling Jon's past legal troubles. Jon answered quickly online, warning fans not to believe every story without all the facts. His lawyer went even further, calling the charge the strangest case he has ever seen. The lawyer insisted Jon was not driving that night, suggesting the passenger made false claims to avoid her own DWI arrest. He criticized the police for requesting Jon's phone records over a minor traffic issue, saying it looked like the officers were targeting the former champ. The legal fight will play out in court, but the public debate is already loud and emotional.
You guys told me the crazy shit that was going on Instagram and all these other places. But yes, I've been saying Jon is going to fight Tom.
There were some rumors out there that you guys had offered him his fuck you money and he turned it down.
Unless you hear it come from here, or we put out a press release.
Dana White, who runs the UFC, told a reporter he learned about the Albuquerque charge only when everyone else did. Dana guessed some people would now say Jon retired because of the case, but he admitted he does not really know why Jon changed his mind. Meanwhile, Jon's old rival Daniel Cormier gave his own opinion on YouTube. DC said if Jon did not face Tom Aspinall, it meant he quit. He insisted he does not believe Jon is scared, yet stepping away lets fans question his legacy. DC added that if Tom loses someday, say, he thinks Jon might suddenly come back, and that would make things look worse because it would seem Jon skipped the toughest matchup. DC also voiced sadness that Jon's legal issues keep popping up, saying he hopes Jon uses retirement to fill his life with positive projects. The comments from Dana and DC showed how even people close to the sport cannot fully explain Jon's choices, and their words stirred more talk among fans about what legacy really means.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new champion, Ilia Topuria!
Ilia Topuria, who is preparing for his own huge fight, watched a short video of Conor McGregor landing 2 quick punches on a man inside a crowded nightclub. The clip spread fast because Conor's past outside the cage trouble is well known. Ilia shared his reaction during a press scrum. He pointed out that Conor hit the man twice yet could not knock him out, even though Conor often brags about having powerful hands. Ilia's comment sounded both playful and cutting. It was playful because it acted like casual teasing. It was cutting because it reminded everyone that Conor's last official win happened years ago, and some wonder if his famous power is fading. Fans laughed at Ilia's blunt honesty, and some joked that Ilia's words hurt more than Conor's nightclub punches. The moment also helped Ilia grab extra spotlight ahead of his bout with Charles Oliveira, showing he is not afraid to speak up about the sport's biggest names, even while focusing on the toughest fight of his own career. Every news roundup ends with quick snapshots of fan opinion, and this week's top comments were full of strong feelings. One viewer wrote that the only way Conor will learn a lesson is by spending time in jail, reflecting frustration with his repeated missteps. Another called him a scumbag with money, which shows how fame can turn public patience into harsh judgment. A third user tossed out an off-topic insult about Jon Jones that was crude, but revealed how polarized opinions are about the former champ. These comments underline a truth about mixed martial arts fandom. People do not just watch the knockouts, they also follow the fighter's personal choices, and when those choices disappoint, the reactions can be fierce. By reading the top replies, you can feel the pulse of the audience, sensing who they admire, who they doubt, and who they think needs to clean up their act. The talk might be rough, but it keeps the conversation alive long after the fights are over.